What's up, tribe? This is going to be your Black Ink Crew Season 4, Episode 8 review. Now, this one is not as late as the other ones, but we getting there. We getting cold up. We getting cold up today slash tomorrow. Anyway, so the episode starts off with Don didn't call the meeting. He late for his own meeting, but he didn't call the meeting saying, look, we got way too much shit going on in our personal lives to be dealing with this shit here at the shop. And he asked Cobra and Danielle to step out so he could deal with the original people who sat down and said they was going to do Loyalty Inc. And he was like, look, please understand something. We need to squash this shit and move forward. He was like, I've been in therapy. And while I'm in therapy, I done learned some things. But he actually did a really good job of facilitating this meeting. The therapy, I guess, is working for him. Because he said, I learned that how I need to express my anger and express myself. And we need to figure out a way that we can work together, communicate better. Because if not, we're going to end up right back where we started. And so Lily was like, look, I know I got a problem controlling my anger. I know it comes out in ways that are not right. See, had you said that 3 weeks ago, we probably could have eliminated a whole lot of shit. Had you just fucking apologized to Charmaine and said, look, I let my anger get the best of me. I should have never put my hands on you. I apologize. We probably could have eliminated a lot of this bullshit. But we wouldn't have had 3 episodes. So here we go. Charmaine was like, you know what? I know I'm extra. I know I'm a lot. Because, Lily's thing was, look, my problem with you, Charmaine, is you talk and you talk over people. You don't let people give their opinion, and then you act like their opinion doesn't count or is not important. And that frustrates me because if we're going to work together, you got to listen and you got to respect everybody's opinion. That is a very valid point, Lily. And I wish you had been able to eloquently say that 3 weeks ago without your fist being involved. But anyway, we are here now. Charmaine says, look, I know I'm a lot to deal with. I get it. And yeah, I went out and I got the LLC on some old get back shit like I did. But I felt like y'all didn't have my back and I felt like I needed to get the upper hand. And so y'all was right. And I know I went too far. Like I know I did too much. So I think both of them are admitting that they did too much, that they were both extra. And, they apologize in their own little hood kind of way. Charmaine talking about something, she gonna burn the LLC. Now, I don't think that's how it works. Now, if I got any lawyers following me, drop it in them comments, but just because you burn the paperwork don't mean that the LLC don't exist no more. I don't think that's how it works, but okay, we're gonna pretend like that's how it works. Okay. Um, then we see they decided they're going to have a grand opening. They decided they're going to move forward with the grand opening because, Charmaine was like, we back open and people know that we back open, but people are assuming that we're non-mag. Even though the sign is gone, people are assuming that we're non-mag. So let's have our grand opening. Let's let everybody know we're Loyalty Inc. Boom. 4 has a second chance to go to LA. Bye. Your ass should have went the first time. Bye. He said, the whole thing with Nikki and with the shop and all of that, he let that get him by. But then we see where I was going to say Nipsey Hussle, where London on the Track calls him. He's like, look, I thought you were supposed to be out here. We supposed to be working on these songs. What's the deal? He was like, look, I'm not going to chase nobody down to make no money. I'm going to send you a ticket. I need you on that flight. If you're not on that flight, then I'm moving on to the next thing. I'm going to assume you don't want this. And he was really talking to 4 like... He was kind of talking to him like a bitch a little bit. But 4 was like, he right. Like, he is absolutely correct. Like, locally, okay, good. But I'm trying to do this on a global level. Like, I'm trying to be out there. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be an artist or a global artist. And, if that means I got to go to LA, that means I got to go to LA. And everybody's just going to have to understand. And of course he's struggling because he's like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like Ryan and just leave everybody high and dry. The biggest problem with the situation with Ryan is that he didn't communicate it. And 4, you're doing the same thing. You're not sitting down and talking to them saying, look, I have to go to LA. I got to work on my mixtape, my EP, whatever the fuck you're doing with London on the Track. That's all you have to do. You're making this bigger than it has to be. Nobody's going to think you're abandoning them like what Ryan did. Everybody is going to, they have supported your career from day one. And they're going to understand that that's what this is about. Nikki didn't came around. She going to miss you and she love you and she don't want you to go. But she understands this is what you have to do. Like, I think you're really underestimating your people. I think you're really not giving them enough credit. But of course he ends up leaving. And he doesn't tell them he's leaving. He just leaves. He goes to the grand opening party, and at the end we see this big montage of I mean, they acting like he leaving the show, but he not leaving the show because he goes to Jamaica. But that's another conversation too. But we see this big montage and they flashing back to when he had the crazy hair and everybody was supporting him and everything, and they really making it seem like he's actually like leaving the show. But anyway, then we see that there was an incident with, now Ashley is in town to have some family time with Don, and there was an incident at the house. It looks like maybe they moved. I don't know, but the baby got burned. They was giving him a bath, and he was able to reach up and he turned the faucet on, and hot water got him, and he got burned. And it shows him going to the hospital and being real upset. It was going through what parents will go through when their child is dealing with something. What I like is that Ashley didn't blame Don, because Don was actually giving him the bath at the time, and I like that Ashley didn't throw it back on him like, well, why weren't you watching him? It's all your fault. Like, I was kind of waiting for that scene to happen, but it didn't, and they looked like they really kind of came together as a family and did the whole hospital thing. You saw them doing their paperwork and all of that, and of course Ashley is like, maybe it's time for me to move back so we could try to co-parent. The boys really need to be together, and this family unit really needs to get back together. Basically, I'm coming home. I'm going to stop pretending like I'm in Texas, and I'm going to come on back to the apartment. Whatever. And then they have a conversation where she says, she wants to move back to Chicago, and that they need to work this out, but that she has certain things that she got to put in place. And, of course, Dawn turns it into a joke. He's like, well, I got rules too. We the boys, we didn't got used to pizza. We want pizza, and we want, to clean up. Like, he turned it into a joke, and they smiled about it or whatever. But Ashley was like, no, like, but for real, there's some things I really need in place. Incidentally, none of them were "Don't cheat on me again." No, that was not. No, that wasn't on the list. "Don't embarrass me no more." That wasn't on the list either. Don't post your sex tapes on Snapchat. That wasn't on the list either. But anyway, so they back together. They back together. She kept saying co-parenting, whatever. Y'all back together. And you just get what you get. Like, either you must have just accepted the fact that I love this man, I know he can't be faithful, and I'm going to take what I get. Like, clearly that's what you've accepted. That is clearly what you've accepted. And it's okay. Like, it is okay. There are plenty of women who accept the fact that that man can't be faithful because they love them and they see a different picture. They choose to accept it. All I'm saying is, actually, you're choosing to accept it, so don't act surprised the next time it happened, and don't do nothing. Just roll over and be like, all right, boo, whatever. Because that's what you're accepting. I got a girlfriend who, well, she just don't bring nothing home and don't embarrass me. That was her attitude. Like, keep taking care of what need to be taken care of, and don't bring nothing home and don't embarrass me. If you cool, if you like it, I love it. Ain't my marriage. So then we see Charmaine extra crazy ass. She like, I need some more hours at this radio station. I need to make some moves. I'm on the weekends right now, but I'm trying to expand and get some hours during the week and trying to get a show. She done show up on her day off with coffee and cupcakes and muffins and cookies and all kinds of stuff. And it's funny because one of the chicks she offered coffee to was like, who is that? The week that crew don't even know her, right? They don't even know who she is. So she goes into her boss's office. First of all, she offering her boss face looks so familiar. Y'all tell me where I've seen that man before. Anyway, she offering him muffins and stuff. And he was like, first of all, I'm diabetic. So you trying to kill me. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat cupcakes. Charmaine was like, oh, my bad. Oops, my bad. And he was like, and what do you want? And she was extra. She was real extra. But she basically let him know, look, I'm ready to do something else. I appreciate the weekends, but I need some more hours. I'm trying to come in during the week. I'm trying to do some. And he was like, I don't even know if I want you here on the weekends. Like, I have not decided. He was like, I appreciate your hustle, but I don't know if you're ready because you be doing too much. Like, right now, you're doing too much. Like, she yelling. He was like, why are you yelling? Bring it down. Bring it down. Like, I need you to just calm down. But ultimately, he was like, look, I tell you what. maybe we can start with, he was like, we don't have no full-time positions, but maybe we can start with filling you in when people call out or people can't be here. We'll start with that, and we'll see where it goes. So she was like, okay, thank you, yeah, I'm doing it. She was just being Charmaine. But I can respect Charmaine's hustle. I don't believe you've ever worked in corporate America, because if not, I mean, I know I know you're being a character, but you got to know that that is not how you go into a place of business and try to handle some business. But whatever. Van and Jen. This was sort of sad because I think this was real. Like, I don't. Van's acting ain't this good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this was kind of a real scene. I'm sure they've made up by now, but I think in that moment, Van was really feeling what he said. And Van was basically like, first of all, he was like, yeah, I done ghosted her. Like, I wasn't talking to her and stuff. So she breaks in my apartment and steals one of each shoe, which I think is absolutely hilarious. She stole one of each shoe. So he had to talk to her because he had to get his shoes back. So they're talking, and he was like, look, here's the thing. I believe you've cheated on me in the past. And I believe my brother. Like, my brother is not some old dude that's just calling me out of the blue. This is my brother. I believe him. He wouldn't lie to me. He wouldn't make this up. I have no reason not to believe what he's telling me. And you've cheated on me in the past. And so I have to go by that. And what I'm going by is, I feel like what he's saying is true. And right now, I love you. He was like, I love you to death. Like, this. He said, but I love you enough to let you go. Because right now, I can't do this right now. He's like, I can't do this with you. And it was a really sad scene because, Jen is crying and upset. You could tell he's upset. Like, you could tell it's hurting him. But he's just like, I gotta process this because I believe you cheated on me. Like, at the end of the day, he believes this woman cheated on him. So he has to deal with that. Like, the same way with Ashley left and went to Texas and all this other stuff. He's like, I gotta process what I gotta process and make a decision. So we'll see how that goes. But it was a really sad scene that I actually believe. Like, I really believe that how that went down, because Van ain't that good of an actor, and it was cool, but it was bad. It was good. All right, y'all. We see Charmaine actually does get called in to come in during the week. And she's called in to do a show where they're going to have Nipsey Hussle interviewing. And the dude, she said his name, the DJ, he was like, look, just don't step on my show. Like, let me run my let me run my interview. You jump in where you get in where you fit in, but don't take over. So what does Charmaine do? She takes over. Y'all know Charmaine took over the damn interview. But she knew her shit. And she was asking some really good questions. Like, she knew the person they were interviewing was Nipsey Hussle. And it was a really good interview. Charmaine knew his album. She knew who was on his album. She knew his backstory. She knew his hustle. She knew a lot. And she actually, she stayed appropriate. She was still Charmaine without going over the top. And you could see that the guy who was supposed to be doing the interview, he was kind of giving her the side eye. Every time she would jump in, he was looking at her kind of funny. And of course, when the interview was over, Charmaine was like, I did that. And she's thinking she did this great job with the interview or whatever. And he looked at her and he was like, what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you don't step on my toes? He was like, but you actually did a really good job. Like, that was a good interview. So she was like, being extra. Charmaine's so damn extra. But, so it worked out. So hopefully that means that Charmaine's going to be doing some bigger and better things with the radio station. She's done a few, you see her on her Instagram. She's done some other stuff. So, and some other interviews and stuff like that. So hopefully that's helping her get to the level she want to get to. We see Ford packing up and really struggling with this whole thing of going to LA, but he's like, I'm not gonna miss my second chance. He was like, some people don't get that, and I'm not gonna fuck it up. Like, I gotta go out there, I gotta see where it takes us. He was like, I just don't want to leave these guys. Like, even though the shop has had its drama, I really love these people, and I really want to see this shop be successful. And like I said, I just feel like all he had to do was sit down and talk to them. Like, they're not going to put you in the same category as Ryan, because that you're not doing what Ryan did. And my biggest beef with Ryan is that he just didn't tell nobody what was going on. Like, he had every right to close the shop. It was his fucking shop. He had every right to fire all of them if he wanted to. It was his shop. He just chose to just ghost everybody and just do his own thing. And that was wrong. The way he did it was wrong. And I feel like with Four, it's the same thing. Sit down and talk to these people. Ain't nobody gonna begrudge you an opportunity to make your music happen. Nobody's gonna do that. But maybe after the way Nicki acted, he thought everybody would act that way. But Nicki was just being extra, y'all. Nicki just being Nicki. Alright, so we had the grand opening party. It's a white party, even though I don't understand why people think it's white and something else, but okay. And Charmaine apologizes because she apologizes to Lily and Reese, because Reese was like, Lord, I don't know what to expect from these people. These people crazy as hell. But she does apologize and say she went a little overboard, and let's start forward, let's move forward, let's work together, let's make this Loyalty Inc. be successful. Let's make it happen. And then we see this dude walk up in there with a 9mag t-shirt on, talking about something. Is this 9mag? And y'all know Van asked, talking about something. Who this clown walking up in here? Who this clown? And he starts ripping his shirt off. And he's actually a stripper. And he starts stripping. Van didn't attack the man. He done power drive the dude and threw him out. Come to find out, it was a joke. It was somebody that Charmaine had hired as a joke about the whole 9mag thing. Dude took it in stride. He laughed it off. He came back in. He did his thing. Then they had a female stripper. And Van was like, Charmaine should have brought the female stripper in his first. Because if the female stripper was in here first, I would have never even seen that dude walk in. It wouldn't even been no problem. But anyway, they had a good time. Because, Van was like, this mean war. He thought Ryan had sent the dude over there. So, of course, y'all know Van didn't power drive the dude. But it was all fun. Like I said, dude took it in stride. He seemed to move forward with the whole thing. And, yeah, that's where we left off. We see Four leaving. Four, he left the party, ain't say goodbye to nobody. He got on his plane and rolled out. So, like I said, I think the problem is not going to be the fact that you left. It's going to be how you left. But we're going to see what happens. So, that was Black Ink. Y'all let me know. Drop it in them comments.